recently we asked on TikTok for your guys' hot takes around D&D. So we said if we got enough responses and whatnot, that we would do a little video. We'd do a little segment to just go through them and chat about them. See what you guys think. Okay. First one. Weird, this name looks familiar. Warlocks are boring in combat because of Eldritch Blast.
And I stand by that.
I think it's how you play them.
Hmm.
I think it's like if you're a fighter, you're only going to hit stuff with your weapon.
Yeah, but if you've got a fighter, then you use different bits. You use maneuvers. You use bits and pieces. Whereas Eldritch Blast is Eldritch Blast.
And which is why with Warlock you can increase your functionality of your invocations and your spells. You don't get many spells, obviously, but I think it's how you play them, how you work them.
I stand by it. I always will.
I think
it's such a fun role play class.
Oh god, yeah.
That it kind of ruins it with the fact that they could do so much in combat, but then because Eldritch Blast is so good of a cantrip, that is all that they do.
Would you lower the DPS of the cantrip, or would you get rid of it entirely?
If you got rid of it, I think a lot of Warlocks would then really struggle in combat.
Because you only get so little spell slots without having Eldritch Blast, it's pointless. Obviously, Maeve's only got one level in it, but I play a Warlock in the other one. And I know I spam Eldritch Blast. But that's because EOS has very, very few combative
and that's where the issue is.
For one.
I wouldn't get rid of or change Eldritch Blast. I would add some things that make Warlocks a bit more interesting that people will actually want to use, which is all that. And it's not just you. It's not a dig at you. It's every single person that plays Warlock. What are you doing? Eldritch Blast.
I think it's because EOS she's quite high level now, isn't she? What are they in that campaign?
Level 10.
Level
10. But I think she's only got like 2 or 3 spell slots, if that.
Still.
At level 10, and I know we get them back at a short rest, but it's like for me to use them in combat, I have to really kind of want to use them. Whereas most of the spells that she's got as well for the subclass that she's got are much more support kind of spells, or like out of combat spells, like things like identifying and detect magic and stuff like that. So I tend to use those 2 spell slots that I've got, getting us there, kind of like helping us get to the combat kind of thing. So that when I get to the combat, my options are I can use this sword, which I'm not great with because I don't have a high strength score, or I can spam Eldritch Blast from 120 feet away. Because I'm squishy. So
I mean, I think you should. I think if there a way of tweaking it at least a little bit would be to, like Lee says, change a few things how Warlocks have spells. But I would change Eldritch Blast to be more like the cleric spells, which are not roll to attack, but they're a save from the thing. So maybe make it a dex save from the enemy instead of having it roll to hit, because most of the time, having played a cleric, most of the time, those like Sacred Flame and things like that, it feels like there's a higher chance that they're not going to hit as well.
When you get to certain levels and against certain types of creature, you guys get to level 10 and you've got +9/+10 modifiers to hits on spells and attacks.
Yeah.
A C of a generic minion in a fight you're looking at a 13. So you're rolling less than a 3 to hit. To miss, sorry.
Yeah. Whereas if they're making a dex save, they're adding stuff to it. So I know, because you end up getting more and more as you level up. So you end up getting 2 of them, then you get 3 of them and whatnot. But having that gives it more chance of not being spammed as much. If there's a higher chance of it that it's going to miss, and there are more options, then it's going to be spammed a lot less.
I think more options is the thing.
Yeah, the chance of it not hitting as much, though, is just taking away the one thing that they can
good at
use.
I think Lou has a point, though. It has the capacity to be very samey every turn because of how limited there are other things they can do.
It's got I have never play D&D, so I can't speak as someone who plays a warlock, but I would get bored of it, personally, because everyone
Have
is
you not
running
noticed-
around doing all these different things, and I'm just standing there, although being effective, just pinging off Eldritch Blast, Eldritch Blast, Eldritch Blast. I'll stay.
Have you not noticed that with
here.
EOS? I'm like, now every time I use it, guess what I'm going to use?
Having just selected that I am playing a warlock in our other campaign, then it's going to be the same. But I have to admit, role playing a warlock
Fantastic.
there are so many different avenues that you can roll down.
It's no dig at being a warlock. It's a dig at how they're built combatly. I think. What's the next one, Martine?
I was about to say. Okay, so this one's from So You Want to Be a DM, who's on TikTok. He's really good. They're really good.
Shout out.
Check them out. They do a load of content for DMs and whatnot. So yeah, check them out. Immersion is overrated. Some will choose immersion over everyone having fun. It's important and fun in and of itself, but sometimes breaking immersion is the best thing you can do.
I agree.
I think we're all kind of on the same.
I think the amount of games that we're all in as people, like taking a moment to have a laugh.
For us, that's quite a tepid take, but that's just because it's us. I think for us that are more hardcore, that would be a hot take.
There are a lot of people that are very hardcore, and that's each to their own. Each game is different, I think, with that kind of hot take.
I think it depends. Like if you're trying to have like a really serious moment, like between two characters, and like it's like really emotional and big, and people start laughing during it, I can understand why that would be quite annoying to break the immersion for that. I feel like we're quite engaged.
I'd say it's maturity of the person as well, because we're all adults, we're all mature. We know when we can be silly. We know when it's a serious moment. You know what I mean? Or when
most of us are mature.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
You. Well, no, not even you. Sometimes you.
No one.
Up,
Huh?
You're not fully matured. You're not that extra mature cheddar.
There is a short out there on YouTube of you saying that someone gives back alley cheese jobs.
She is no stranger to back alley cheese job.
Cheese point.
I'm so sorry.
You can have one for back alley cheese jobs.
I do. Here we all do gel very well. So we all have the same sort of instincts for that, for when things are a little bit funny and you do break the immersion. When those things are serious, we know each other enough that you can almost feel it coming in the moment because we know each other. Simple as.
I suppose that's why it's important to have session zeros.
Mm-hmm.
To manage expectations and know that you're all on the same page in that kind of regard.
If you're a DM and you're not throwing a session zero, then
you miss
red flag.
Who are you?
Yeah. Okay.
If it's a group of people that have known each other for 15 years, yeah, cool, don't do a session zero, just tell people what the campaign is. But session zero, guys. Carry on.
Important. Cody Recorded on TikTok said, Dragonborn don't have tails. I don't know, that's the hot take.
Oh, I suppose it's one of the distinctions between lizard folk and dragonborn, because they have the potential to be somewhat similar. They're both scaled reptiles who can, but I mean, yeah, they have tails. Dragon folk don't, as far as I'm aware.
Okay, maybe there's some people out there that disagree then, and that's
I don't
hot
think they're
among
written
those
to have
people.
one, but I mean, I don't think it really matters if they do have one. Like,
If you want a tail,
I was
going to
say, I'm sure if one of us played a dragonborn or lizard folk and we did or did not want a tail, I don't think he'd mind.
No, stick to the rules, please.
Oh,
it's that same argument though with tieflings, isn't it? In the original book, it was only written that tieflings could be red, I think.
Okay.
And then people were like, "What does it matter if I want to be a blue tiefling?" Like
legacy rules.
Why does it matter?
And something about them.
It's that same kind of
horns,
argument.
They don't have to have horns then if you don't want them to.
Yeah.
You know what? Everyone's different. You do you, boo. Samantha, D&D drawing on TikTok says Rangers are far cooler than people give them credit for.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
And
I agree.
I responded saying, as someone who played a Ranger as their first character, I agree, and I do. Why are you shaking your head?
Disagree.
Why? Is it just because I play one?
Yes. No. I've disliked
Yeah.
Rangers for the whole of D&D 5e. Because I
Why?
just dislike them. Because they're just a bit naff.
They weren't written great. And a lot of the subclasses are very subpar in terms of just everything else. But like, I played a ranger in a Frostwindow campaign with a polar bear companion called Aurora, and I fucking loved it.
Sam and Chat has said they get a pet, they're the best.
But the original version, the fact that you'd have to go out, it's very like World of Warcraft rules. You have to go out into the wild and try to find an animal. There was no bringing something back, so potentially
it should be.
It's all about like this
Let 'em die.
magical bond you have with the creature, but they can die just like that. You can't give them anything. They're just a normal animal. You have to go find new ones. You don't care about them that much.
Actually, a ranger on World of Warcraft doesn't necessarily have to find their pet in the wild, so...
Oh, I thought they did. I take that back. Apologies.
You can get pet, like, there's a separate thing where, like, regardless of what class you play, you can get pets in the wild anyway.
In the original World of Warcraft, you had to go and tame your pet, though, didn't you? Yeah, the original one.
For Rangers?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Hunters on the original World of Warcraft.
Hunters? No, you don't. I don't think.
I distinctly remember playing one and having to go find a fucking animal.
Tutorial.
Oh, maybe it is a tutorial.
I think it's part of the tutorial.
Maybe I didn't get very far.
I'm like, oh, that's not part of like going out into the world sort of thing. But you can go out and get new pets.
I like Rangers.
My opinion. I have to agree with Lou. I think they can be a little bit boring, but because that's how people play them. They play them as wood elves or half elves.
Everyone it's just people wanting to be Legolas, and no one's going to be as cool as Legolas, and just give up.
The thing is that Rangers don't run like Legolas. I'm obviously a Lord of the Rings nerd. They don't run like Legolas. They run more like Aragorn.
What I'm saying is, people want to be Legolas, so that's what that's why they are Rangers.
Legolas would not be.
But it's weird though, because like I've looked into this. Like mechanically, play a fighter with a ranged weapon. Technically, you're a better ranged weapon fighter than a ranger, and that's really sad.
Princess Rose said sorcerers should use Constitution for their casting stat.
I love this idea. I've seen this before. I think it's brilliant. For a class that's all about like something you're born with, or something that's part of you that you're like summoning from yourself. I think that'd be brilliant, and I think it'd be nice for them to be different from other magic users in a way. And like you don't use Constitution for anything else. I think that'd be quite nice.
Sorcerers are just rubbish as well.
Oh, that too. I do agree with that.
Yeah, we've talked about that before.
Anyone that has played a sorcerer will absolutely know 100% for a fact, apart from Emma, that sorcerers are the worst magic users in D&D.
And it's not the idea of a sorcerer.
Not the idea how they've been built.
There's not enough meta magic points and not enough spells. Like, it's so like a lot of your abilities, you have to use 2 meta magic points. That is a significant investiture of meta magic points, and you don't have many.
So I think like when I played the wild magic one, I found that with the wild magic one, but playing the apparent mind as Maeve, I think is great. The apparent mind one.
Say that when we get to level 10 to 12 and everyone's doing really cool shit and you've got like 6 spells.
They didn't really think about the spells and how they could be used as meta magic. I want to like it. It's such a cool concept. Like, you know, magic is within you. It's not like wizards you have to learn or clerics you get it from a divine source. It's something that they are and they're born with. And they're just a bit meh. Like Storm Sorcery. I want to play a Storm Sorcerer. Love it. Hidden Fancy of being Storm from the X-Men so much. But is such a bad subclass. Like, it's all built around doing lightning damage. You get like 2 or 3 lightning spells up to like level 20. It is honestly ridiculous, and like most of the time you have to be within melee range of your target for any to work. It makes no sense for a sorcerer to be anywhere near melee with any fighting creature.
I get that.
What?
That it is honestly why I've multi-classed, because I know, like, I love sorcerers, I do.
Yeah.
But I know that it isn't the best and it does need fixing. But Lewis, you can, help me fix it when we get a bit more.
They don't get cool lightning. They don't get lightning bolt. They don't get any of the major lightning or thunder damage spells in the game, and yet the entire subclass is built around them. What is that?
You're taking this very personally about stuff.
I want to
we completely veered off of what that hot take was, but yeah.
I like it. Constitution being their main stat. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Milan Jazbinske. I fucking butchered that name. I think there should be a Hell Knight subclass for Paladin, or Oath of Hell subclass, directly serving Asmodeus, the Lord of Nine Hells. Would be so cool.
I don't think that's a hot take. I think that's just a suggestion.
Yeah, it's like the death domain for cleric.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's basically what they're saying. Basically what they're saying is, if a cleric can be a death domain or a war cleric, then Paladin should not just be basically just lawful good or neutral. There should be an option to lean towards the evil.
Oathbreaker's close. Some of the abilities in that subclass is all about giving fiends and devils advantage and boosts, even when they're not on the same team as you.
Imagine.
I like that suggestion. That's fun.
Yeah.
This is from Harry. Casters are better than martial classes.
Ooh.
I don't
know.
Oh, that's struck on it. That's okay.
I don't know how you can.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's apple and oranges, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think Magic does open up a lot of possibilities and options, but I think there's a reason that people love playing barbarians and fighters. And rogues.
Up close and personal with a dagger in your hand.
Well, it's that thing.
It depends on what kind of character you want to play. Which one's going to be better. It's going to depend on what you like playing. Obviously, I like magic-y stuff, so I'm going to prefer playing a caster. But
maybe that's the weakness with Ranger, because it's not enough caster and it's not enough weapon. It's so little of both. It just it struggles.
And so that's the thing is you can't really say one is better than the other, because, like you say, it's apples and oranges, but you need a balance. I mean, take for example the starting of this campaign that we were doing. The one thing that when me and Lou were discussing bringing Kef in was we need another front line, because but Jeremiah was getting his ass handed to him in any combat that there was.
He never went down.
No, he never went down. But you were tanking all the hits.
Yeah, that was
and
unfortunate.
You were not built to tank any of the hits.
I rolled badly when it came to Jeremiah. He was not built to take a hit. He's a bit of a glass cannon.
No. But you were the only one taking hits
that is very true.
over and over because everyone else was standing back. So when we discussed it, we were like, there needs to be another melee character, a frontline, and we need to. That's why we also discussed that it had to be a paladin, had to be be a barbarian, because it had to be a front-facing melee in combat tank that was going to take hits from Jeremiah and able to take them.
But to caveat that, clerics can be tanks.
Yeah, I was just going to say, my favourite characters have always been like paladin, cleric, where you get the best. You can have
a party of 6 clerics that all can be completely different and serve a purpose, like a generic party of frontline, midline, healer, whatever.
But again, the argument there is saying, okay, casters are better than melee combat. But
it's better than what the hot take is casters are better than martial classes.
Well, okay.
And a cleric is a caster.
Yeah. Right.
And is probably better than most of the other classes at being a tank, built correctly. You look at ACs that go up to 20 very easily.
Yeah. Like life domain. I mean, heavy armor straight off the bat.
I'm going to go with that hot take and say
Yeah. I think
casters are better.
Okay. We'll go for a final one.
As long as it's not sorcerer.
We'll go for a final one from Pig of Greed, who says all roles should be public, including the DMs. Fudging in any capacity ruins tension long term.
Completely disagree.
No.
100% disagree. 100%. I'll tell thee for why. As a DM, who I will very rarely be in a situation where I need to fudge a dice roll. But if I throw you guys into a random little combat, I do not want a TPK or a shit character death. I want character death to be a meaningful thing. I always want the threat of it. I always want there to be the feel of we could die at any moment. But if someone kills you out of the stupidest little thing and it's really meaningless, that doesn't sit well with me as a DM, and it doesn't sit well narratively, I don't think. So, no.
I have to agree with Lou, and I have actually adopted something in the games that I run for that Lou does with the death saves, because my players have actually they prefer it now over, because it adds a certain amount of suspense that they can't see what they're rolling. So they and they're sat there and they're engaged, and it's not just them that are engaged. Everybody else is looking at it and going, "What did they roll? Did they roll over? Did they roll over?"
The thing is, if I was doing a one shot that was like a meat grinder, like a White Plume Mountain, and that means nothing to a lot of people, but it is basically a one shot where the whole point is to see if you can get through it, and you're gonna die and you're gonna lose characters. If I was doing something like that, I don't care what time, what place the characters die. But in a campaign where the most important thing to me isn't the mechanics, it's the narrative, I think pointless death and it's not meaningful.
Yeah, I'd be pretty pissed off if we were 40 sessions deep, almost 2 years in, and then you die to a fucking little goblin spawn.
Exactly. If it as a random thing where you guys know it's a little side quest, you've gone into this little village and I'm filling time. It's nothing to do with the main quest. Whereas if you have an epic combat that is been built up for loads of sessions and one of the character dies, cool. I'm never going to fudge a dice roll on those moments. But if, I don't want the little fucking Pee-wee fucking Boblin the Goblin killing you guys in random fucking Village X that I've pulled out of my arse just to give you something to do. That's not fun. So no fully viewable roles for DMs.
Luke, can we please have an NPC of Boblin the Goblin?
Boblin the Goblin is a famous name that people call goblins in 5e.
Yeah.
In DnD, in general.
She said that's the last one, Martin.
Yeah. I could go through more, but I thought I'll cut it there because
people are getting a little bit passionate now.